Discussions as we close the Parliamentary Year 2023-2024. Thank all of you members of Parliament for your thoughts and contribution to the discussion. I think it's important again to note that what is happening here today is that we are closing the Parliamentary Year in accordance with the Constitution. So as we open the new Parliamentary Year 2024-2025 on the 10th of September, so tomorrow, the members who are serving will serve for 10 more days before they return or not to the new Parliament of St. Martin. So I just wanted to make that notification. I know that we have had a very interesting and peculiar parliamentary year. I'm talking about the year 2023-2024, during which, as many of my colleagues stated, we have had two elections, a regular election and then a couple of months later a so-called snap election. If you really look back, it is safe to say that the entire parliamentary year has been dominated by politics, because no sooner did we open the parliamentary year, so last year, September, than the preparations and campaigning for an election started. The election was held on January the 11th. Parliament took office, the new Parliament took office in February, and then we were faced with all of the occurrences to which my colleagues referred before snap elections were called. And I think it would behoove all of us, and I've heard this from some of you, to while that is what it is in terms of the year that we're closing off today, have we learned anything? And I think we have. We have learned, for example, that the much talked about electoral reform, we really have to do something about it. And it's not only about changes to national ordinances, new ordinances, even the Constitution, if you wish, but I also believe that there are some matters on the level of the rules of order of Parliament that can be adjusted in order for Parliament to give its own input and impetus into the overall electoral reform that we all talk about. It is no secret that I was not pleased with the fact that so soon after an election and a new government taken office, that snap elections were called. While I understand why it was called, nevertheless, I thought that we were doing the people of St. Martin a disservice. However, given where we stand today, maybe, just maybe, it was for the best, because the election, in my opinion, has clarified several matters that held the attention and the concern of the people of St. Martin. I hear reference, and rightfully so, to the duties of Parliament, but I believe that the overarching element of success in our endeavors will be collaboration with the government of the day. It is clear that individually, as members of Parliament, we have our priorities, we have our visions, we have our intentions of things that we would like to do. However, if we really want to make progress, it will have to be in collaboration with the government, who I hope will be able not only to deliver a governing program, but to have a program with minutes and moments of evaluation, of control by Parliament, specifically for the things that government is telling itself and the people of St. Martin that will be done by the government. If we look at areas such as areas that have a great influence on us and our people, just to mention a few, immigration, and we see the changing views, the changing legal and judicial views on immigration, it requires a different way of thinking about the matter of immigration. If we look at the kind of quagmire that we find ourselves in today with respect to the financial position of the government and thus, by extension, of the country, we need to talk and discuss a new financial model. We cannot continue to pretend that our discussions surrounding the budgets of the country, the annual accounts of the country, and keeping everything or trying everything to keep our country's growth within the parameters of approximately 500 million guilders, give or take a few million here and there every year, we're not going to be able to hack it. If we look at matters such as our debt situation and realize where we are today, it is unfortunate that we are still being, or this matter is still being used every time again as a way for especially the Netherlands to attain and obtain what they on that particular moment will consider important. We need to address the matter of our financial situation, also, of course, with the Netherlands, and we need to do that as soon as possible. The kingdom relations and the ongoing discussions that we have had about a dispute regulation. One of the reasons, in my opinion, that today we cannot convincingly present our case, which I believe we would have a strong case in